set up for failure.
Coming here, there's like a balancing act between being hopeful and being realistic and prepared for whatever's next, right?
It really is.
Now I can hold your arm and stuff.
That's why I did that.
Aw, say hi.
Hi.
To them, not me.
Hi. I expected to be here for like 3 days.
Prepared for 9 days.
So we had different expectations already.
Yeah. Thankfully, I'm the one who did the packing.
Yes, thankfully.
I thought we were going to come here, do the consultation, they would set up a treatment plan, and then we would go home and work with the general oncologist at home. And then the team here would see you every like 3 months.
Before we came here, I was sort of at peace with everything. We had a diagnosis, and I mean, it was bad, grade 3, but it wasn't like the worst. We were looking at like double-digit years. You know, when you hear you have brain cancer, like, to me, that sounded okay.
Hi, nice to meet you.
The pathology here was confirmed as a glioblastoma.
Okay.
Okay.
Glioblastoma?
Glioblastoma.
Not an anaplastic astrocytoma.
Okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. I saw your medical oncologist talk about that. IDH, what type of mutant? No, we don't know it yet.
I know this is worse.
We know this is worse.
So glioblastoma is a glifo. The standard of care is radiation therapy combined with chemo. The average here for survival is about 22 months.
Okay.
It's different than the community. Community is about 14, 15 months. Patients who have a better neurological condition, they don't have other diseases like heart problems, bad diabetes, hypertension, they usually do better. I think you may be a good candidate for immunotherapy. How much they told you they removed?
90% of the primary tumor, not anything from the lesions.
90%? Let's clarify some things. So you have like a core in which it's more active here, and around here is another sequence. You see the inflammation around all these lesions here.
I see.
Okay, so this is considered just one tumor.
Okay. At the time, whether it's 1 or 10, there's a certain amount of tumor in there. And to me, it didn't matter if it was all connected or if it was all broken up. There's different tumors, and I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's where I was. It scared me that it was bigger. Yeah, I mean, I was already like at the low point, right? Like, how much lower can you go? Obviously, later, after thinking about it, it affected me a bit more. But at the time, I knew that I just needed to digest the information and keep going.
It is maybe like 40%, 45%.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry. I wasn't prepared for anything, but I was not.
Yeah, I was just shell-shocked and just trying to appear present physically, and mentally I was not. I was still dealing with what he told us. Not taking in what he was saying. 2 minutes before this. I was so thankful that we were here. We would have been operating under an assumption that was so life-changingly wrong. Would not have had the chance for a clinical trial this early on. If we had not come here, like, the trajectory for things just really would have been completely different. Sure. An immense gratitude for what got us here, which was the money from the GoFundMe. You know, and absolutely. Realizing that we could pay your medical bills being here.
This is actually part of what they call the Apollo program or Moonshot program. This is something that has helped us learn a lot so far. For example, we want to know if gene X is in your type of tumor. So we look at yours and we look at 19 others. We've got it stored because of the individuals who've been so kind to let us do that.
They did a staining for the IDH mutation. They didn't find a mutation. Okay?
Just more bad news. That one hurt. I don't think that at the time I really understood the significance of it. the way that you did.
Yeah. At the time, I didn't realize that 90% of GBMs are wild type. So it doesn't put us in a minority. However, I was really hoping it was mutant because mutant is primarily in younger people. So the fact that he's only 34, 33 at the time of diagnosis with a disease that is typically seen in 64 as the median age, I was holding out hope that it would be mutant. So
I think so, because living like 40% there is not.
oh yeah. So he would have his second resection in the next week or two, and then we would wait 3 to 4 weeks before we can start radiation therapy. Okay.
He's young and he's
Were you not afraid of
Yeah.
if you would wake up and not be you?
Yeah, but I was a lot more afraid of dying in 2 years. All of this really is us rolling the dice, right? Like any of this treatment
Or not treatment?
that I'm taking now or not treatment is
Not surgery.
I mean, we're gambling, right?
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately.
at least with surgery, we know that they're going in and they are taking it out.
Yeah.
With everything else, we're not going to know if it's working or not for 6 weeks at least.
I went from up to 22 months with you, and you would be you, versus if they come in and do another surgery and they take out the entire right frontal lobe. I went back in time, and all the same exact feelings were there, like, okay, now what? Now how's he going to wake up, right? So
What is it, 75%?
75, yeah.
Which we're at 60. So starting at 75 and then every percentage above that, there's an increase in prognosis.
Nothing, unfortunately, is known to cure or greatly increase life expectancy because of what this is. So.
Say that they see a blue light or they smell something or taste something or whatever. If that happens to you, just know that it is the radiation energy passing over your cranial nerves. It isn't something that's really happening. They're going to have to make an immobilization device for you that's going to hold your head still and in the same position every day. There's different parts of your brain where the tumor is and surrounding area gets different doses.
Tumor cells grow faster than normal cells do, but they do so with decreased fidelity.
Okay.
So like they can't repair themselves when they have mistakes.
Okay.
So we exploit that small difference every day over and over and over again for 30 treatments for a GBM. It damages the DNA. The normal cells stop and repair themselves. The tumor cells, they're not very good at repairing themselves. So they, like when one cell goes to make 2 cells, the end result is 0 cells. I mean, this is a disease generally of 70, 80-year-old people. It's not so far away from the optic apparatus. We kind of know what's safe for that. But, you know, I mean,
Possibility.
radiation, I can tell you with a great degree of certainty, is radiation to the brain has never made anyone smarter. We are far from where we want to be in terms of what we can do for you.
Right.
The primary recommendation is to be on a clinical trial.
Okay.
The problem with this tumor is not what you see, it's what you don't see.
Okay.
Just so you know, going here forward, your life probably had a large degree of certainty to it. Regardless of what happens, you're going to have to live with a lot of uncertainty.
I like him. I don't think that we're a great match because
Because he can't hear.
he can barely hear and I can barely speak. So
Yeah, that's great. He's constantly.
we're gonna have to learn sign language or something.
Well, he has to turn around and watch you talk because he can't hear you.
Yeah, but he's great. He's super smart. He knows what he's doing. He makes you feel comfortable. He explains things to you, and you know I've got a lot of trust and faith in him.
I appreciated how much detail he went into. Like,
Hello.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm April.
I'm Nick. Very nice to meet you.
Well, we can't get back here anyway. The deep, this is like the internal capsule, like the insula. So you can't touch that. No, that's a high-risk location that could cause weakness. So the high-grade disease is the stuff that's enhancing, the stuff that lights up the contrast. The assumption is that if it's glioblastoma, then all of that is bad.
Okay.
But it is controversial whether you go back for non-enhanced disease. Because more brain surgeries are always free.
Right.
And not to say that you wouldn't be fine, but I'm just saying, I mean,
Who
it's
knows?
a risk. It's still brain surgery.
Right.
You'd be opening up yourself again.
Immunotherapy is called atezolizumab. Patients receive the standard of care, radiation therapy, plus MRI, in addition via this drug, the atezolizumab.
6 out of 10 have not had reoccurrence within 12 months.
No.
recommendation. I mean, everybody recommends that you be on a clinical trial with grade 4. So the way that they speak to us here at MD Anderson is different than the way we've been spoken to at home.
Yeah.
Right. And they talk to us like we understand what they're saying. And we do because of the way they explain it. And because if there's a word we don't know, we ask them and they explain it better.
What? Is that the two of us?
It's not a picture of you.
Climb up there.
I think that it is hilarious.
Yeah.
What do you think? Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Look, Carter's our favorite animal.
No, it isn't.
I thought you liked it.
Don't look at it.
I know you
Don't look at it.
Yeah.
Don't look at it.
Why not?
Too silly?
It's gonna blind me.
Okay, yeah. Go show 'em.
All right, Nick, why did you get this bump suck?
It makes me feel good and laugh when I look at it. It brings me happiness. The actual product is a little more feminine looking than the picture, which, if you look at it, you're probably wondering what the picture looked like. And it looked exactly like the actual product.
All right. Whew. I'm going to let him get some rest. How's that? Is that better?
That sounds good.
The kids are back. I can hear them in the other room. So I'm going to go help my mom and let him rest a little. We'll see you guys next time. Now you can say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. No.
This is where we are.
No.
This is it.
No, it's not.
Bye.